Good afternoon, everyone. So today we'll start with the new chapter, which is spatial sense. Spatial sense means um, what we can see, what we can hear, what we can taste, and what we can smell. So this all four function of our body, which is known as the spatial sense. So first of all, introduction. So what we can include into the introduction? So in introduction, spatial sense or spatial sensation are the complex sensation which involve specialized sense organ. Now, this spatial sense or spatial sensation or now this spatial sense or spatial sensation of our body, which are the complex sensation which involves the spatial sense organ. So what are the spatial sense organ? So it include like now this sensation are different from this somatic sensation like skin, muscle, tendons and joint, which is different from this. So what are the spatial senses? First is sensation of vision, means eyes. Sensation of hear, which is ear. Sensation of taste, which means tongue. And sensation of smell, which is nose. So these are the spatial sensation that we have in our body. Now first we'll talk about the sensation of vision. So what are the functional anatomy of the eyeball? That you already know, I think so. What are the structure of the eyeball movement and the structure of the eyes, that you already know, and you already studied into the 11th 12th. So I will obviously I will teach you again, but I think you all know about this. So first we'll talk about the functional anatomy of the eyeballs. So in morphology, human eyeball is also known as the bulbous oculi, which is approximately globe shaped, means round shape, and its diameter is about 24 millimeter, as well as it is slightly flattened from above downwards. So it is slightly flattened from the above and downwards. Now eyeball, which is made up of the two segment, eyeball has a two segment, which is anterior part and the posterior part. Now anterior part will include the small and also it forms 1/6 of the eyeball, and posterior part, which has large and forms 5 to 6 part of the eyeball. So small anterior part is a small and posterior part is a larger. Now radius of this part, which is 8 millimeter, and posterior wall of this part, which is lined by light sensitive structure, which is known as the retina. Now retina is the most important structure into the eye. Now center of the anterior curvature of the eyeball, which is known as the anterior pole, and the center of the posterior curvature, which is known as the posterior pole. Okay, so anterior curvature of the eyeball, which is known as the anterior pole, and the posterior curvature of the eyeball, which is known as the posterior pole. Now line joining both the poles, which is known as the optic axis. Here this is blue one is known as the optical axis, and the red one, which is known as the visual axis. Next is anterior pole and fovea centralis situated lateral to the posterior poles, which is known as the visual axis, as I show you. Now what is orbital cavity? Orbital cavity means space, that you already know. Cavity means space. Now except anterior 1/6, the eyeball is situated in a bony cavity, which is known as the orbital cavity. So anterior 1/6 part is outside of the cavity, and the remaining part of the eyeball, which is situated into the bony cavity, which is known as the orbital cavity and eye socket. Now it has thick layer of the areolar tissues. It is interposed between the bone and eyeball. And it all what are the structure of the orbital cavity? So this orbital cavity, it has a thick layer of the tissues, which is interposed between the bone and eyeballs. Now this orbital cavity also work as a cushion to protect the eyeball from the external forces. Now eyeballs are attached to orbital cavity and it has with the help of the ocular muscles. So eyeballs mainly attached with the orbital cavity with the help of the ocular muscles. Now next is eyelids. So eyelids mean it will protect the eyeball from the foreign particles coming into the contact with its surface and cut off the light during the sleep. So what the eyelids will do? So eyelids will protect the eyeball from the foreign particles, and it will protect the eyeball from the dust or any other foreign particles, and it with its surface the cut off the light, and it also the eyelid surface it will also help during the sleep when it will cut off the light during the sleep. So eyelids are open and close voluntarily as well as by reflex action. So it has its own reflex sensation, like it will be open and close voluntarily. Now margin of eyelids have sensitive hair color, which is hair called the cilia. So eyelids has a sensitive hair which is known as the cilia, and each cilium arises from the follicles which is surrounded by a sensory nerve plexus. So each cilium or each cilia which arises from the hair follicles, and it is surrounded by the sensory nerve plexus. Now when dust particle comes into the contact with this cilia or this hair, these sensory nerves are activated and it will result into the rapid blinking of the eyelids. So whenever the dust particle or any foreign particle will be come into the contact with the eyelids or into the cilia, at that time it will start rapid blinking of the eyelids. Now it also prevents the dust particle from reaching the eyeballs, and these are about the 100 to 150 cilia into the upper eyelid, and it are about 50 to 75 cilia into the lower eyelid. So this is about the eyelids. And meibomian glands and some sebaceous glands are also found into the eyelids. Now these glands open into the follicle of cilia, and infection of these glands leads to the development of the eye stain. So if any infection will be occur into the sebaceous gland or meibomian gland, it will develop the eye stain. So next is opening between the two eyelids, which is known as the palpebral fissures, and in adults it is about 25 mm long, and it is about 12 to 15 mm width, and during when it is open. Next is conjunctiva. So conjunctiva, it is the thin mucous membrane, and it will covers the exposed part of the eye. So it will work as a protection. It will protect the exposed part of the eye, and after covering the anterior surface, conjunctiva is reflect into the inner surface of the eyelids. Now part of the conjunctiva, it also it not only cover the exposed part, or it not only cover the outer part of the eye, but it also cover the inner part of the eye. Now this conjunctiva, which is reflect into the inner surface of the eyelid, and part of the conjunctiva covering the eyeballs, which is known as the bulbar portion. So when the conjunctiva which will cover the part of the eyeball, which is this covering part which is known as the bulbar portion, and part covering the eyelid, which is known as the palpebral portion. Now during the closure or opening of the eyelids, the opposed portion of the conjunctiva slide over each other, and this surface of the conjunctiva, which is lubricated by thin film of the tears secreted by lacrimal gland. So mainly this is what they wanted to tell us about the conjunctiva. So this conjunctiva has a lubricated form of lubricated surface which will secreted which this lubricated substance which is secreted by the lacrimal gland. So this is about the conjunctiva. Next is lacrimal gland and tear, that we will see into the next video. Thank you.